Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from the beautiful metaverse, and more specifically, beautiful Danville, Illinois, homeland of the Corellian tradition. And welcome to Midday with Reverend Don. And as you know, if you follow Midday with Reverend Don, you can interact with me directly by typing your questions or comments into whatever platform you may be watching this video on, and we can talk directly. And today we're going to continue our talk about the crystal web and the Fighting for Freedom ritual, which will be coming up next week. We talked about this yesterday, and we'll be talking about it for the next several days. I'll be talking about it tomorrow. I'll also be doing special broadcasts on both Saturday and Sunday, although probably not full-length broadcasts. It is a very important ritual. It deals with the issue of fighting for freedom around the world. And of course, there's always that question, what does freedom mean? And as you know, if you follow me, my attitude toward freedom is that freedom is the ability to live your life doing what you do. As long as you're not hurting anyone and be unmolested. And hello to Antonio in the chat room. Hello to Ravenwolf in the chat room. This is also my attitude toward peace. And we had the very exciting news today from Reverend Terry Ott about the Order of Peace Weavers. And it is a wonderful evolution they are going through. And I'm looking for it in front of me to make sure that I say it correctly. But anyway, the ritual is very important. And Sir Rolando Camon, who we were speaking with the other day, I believe will be stepping up to a stronger role in the Order of Peace Weavers. Hello to Brian in the chat room. Hello to Renee. Hello to Elizabeth. Hello to Janet. Hello to Mary. Hello to everyone who has joined. And so today we're going to talk about the Crystal Web. The Crystal Web is currently in its 35th year. It was founded by the Newcastle Society, by Sir Ed Hubbard of the Newcastle Society. And it is often associated with the Corellian tradition, but it's not specifically Corellian. It involves people from many backgrounds. And Brian says, oh, you're back in ties. Yes, I am, just in time for Parliament. And hello to Michael in the chat room. So there are many people, both Corellian and not, who have Crystal Web access points, and your Crystal Web access point is yours. You can use it anytime you want. And you know, this is an aspect of freedom. You can use your Crystal Web access point to put energy into the web, to take energy out of the web. You can use that energy for healing, for communication, for whatever you would use energy for. Now, today, we're going to be charging something called an embodying crystal. I'm going to ask you if you have a moment to grab a crystal if you have one that you would like to use for this purpose, but you don't have to do it now. This video will still be here later, and you can do this at a later point if you like. We also may go over it again tomorrow, because I want to make sure everyone who wants one has a chance to get one. The embodying crystal is for carrying on your person, and it's to help you to connect to the web in an astral manner. It is to help you to stay firmly rooted both in your present and firmly connected to the astral energy of the web. And hello to Lavola in the chat room. Good to see you, Lavola. Rev Ravenwolf says, diverse backgrounds ups the power. Well, yes, it does. And hello to Lynn in the chat room. So many diverse people coming together for one purpose is a very strong and beautiful thing. You know, I've always been a great believer in diversity. And it seems to me that that's only increasing as we go forward. So the embodying crystal, and we'll be talking more about it in the future, but today we're going to work on charging it, is to help you to send that energy in, bring that energy out on a daily basis. Hello to Diane in the chat room, as well as to help you to stay grounded while you do so. And particularly in this ritual on the 15th, on Tuesday the 15th at, I believe it's 8 p.m. Central. And let me see if I can pull that up where it's described. I had it in front of me yesterday. I don't know why I didn't keep it up. But it's the Fighting for Freedom ritual. And it's tied into the Parliament's call to conscience on fighting for human rights and fighting for freedom. And this is a very important cause. And I hope that you will join us in opening the crystal web to aid that cause, because we think it's one of the most important things happening. It is a ritual that's going to involve a wide and diverse range of people. And we just hope to use this energy to spread that the energy of that ritual around the globe. So what I would like you to do, if you have a crystal, and if you're watching this later and you've gotten the crystal, is we're going to hold the crystal. And I want you to imagine your crystal surrounded by a ball of white light. And I want you to be aware of your heart chakra. And I want you to send a beam of light from your heart chakra to the crystal, establishing a connection between the crystal and your heart. It won't be necessary to visualize this beam every time you use the crystal. Once this connection is established, it will be there. And Angelina, welcome Angelina, or Angeline de Villiers. And she says, hello, Lord Don. I just need to say I love and respect you and always will. You are deep in my heart. Thank you, Angeline. I greatly appreciate that. And hello to Angelina, who is also here. Hello to Angeline and Angelina. But thank you, Angeline. I really appreciate your kind words. So through that beam of energy, I want you to send energy from your heart chakra into the crystal. Energy of peace and love, and feel it going through that beam of light into your crystal. And feel it filling your crystal. And then just let it set for a moment. In crystal, we charge you to become our embodying crystal, that this connection we establish may be ongoing and unconscious, and that you will connect us always through the crystal web. Now let energy flow back to you through that beam of light. Just as you put energy into the crystal, now receive energy back from the crystal. Pardon me. Let that energy come into your heart and let it sit for a moment. And now, once again, send it forth into the crystal from your heart, the energy of love and peace. And fill the crystal with that beautiful light, that beautiful energy of love and peace. And let it sit. And see the crystal filled with that beautiful white light, that beautiful energy of love and peace. And now let it come back into you from the crystal to your heart. And feel the love and feel the peace as it enters you. Let your heart be filled with love and peace. and let it sit for a moment. Now, once again, send light into the crystal through the beam of light. Let it fill with the energies of peace and love. And see it shining with that light of peace and love, shining with that energy like a sun in your hand, radiating out in all directions. Now, I want you to become aware of your crystal access point or points. Some of us have many. We're going to take a moment to connect this crystal to our crystal access points. It is, in effect, a remote crystal access point with a special purpose. And now, O crystal, we charge you to connect to the crystal web. And from that beam of white light, fill your crystal with still more energy from your heart and see it grow brighter and stronger. And as it does so, you will see one or more beams of light shooting out from your crystal, connecting it to your crystal access points and then to the web itself. See the beam of light shoot out in all directions, as many as you have access points. And see those access points opening as the light hits them. See their sleeping cubes of light turn into tetrahedrons of light, turning faster and brighter as they fill with this light we are sending. Send the light from your heart into the embodying crystal, send the light from the embodying crystal to your crystal access points, and now see it spread throughout the web. See that light spread throughout the web, around the world. A web of light, a web of synthetic ley lines spreading around the globe. As we send light from our heart, through our embodying crystal, through our access points into the web. Let us send the energies of love and peace into the web. And see the web growing brighter and stronger as we continue to send energy into it. And now, allow that flow to reverse and receive energy back from the web through your embodying crystal. Just as we had been doing previously, let energy come back from the crystal. Let it come from the web through your crystal access points into the embodying crystal and then through the beam of light into your heart. Let that light fill you with the energy of the crystal web. Let it fill you with the energy of peace and love and strength. And now your crystal is connected. And what I'm going to ask you to do, whether you've created your embodying crystal now or later watching this video again, I'm going to ask you to have it with you on Tuesday the 15th for the Fighting for Freedom ritual and use it to help to open the crystal web. It's your astral connection to the web. And if all goes well, you will feel yourself not only connected to, but part of the web in a way you may never have done before. And we're going to continue working with this in the next few days. But today is the beginning. So find a crystal. It doesn't have to be a big crystal like this. It can be a crystal chip if that's what you have. It can be a piece of jewelry if that's what you want. It doesn't have to be quartz crystal. It can be any crystal. But quartz crystal is generally easy to find. So between now and the 15th, please find and charge an embodying crystal if you can do it sooner rather than later. That's all for the better. And I think you'll find the energy very, very strong. Now let us set our crystal aside. And our crystal access points will close on their own. That's part of how they're constructed. And let us take a moment to clear and release all excess energy that we have taken in, holding what we need, but no more. And the energy of the crystal web is very strong. And so I will tell you, you will find that when you do this. And hello to Patsy in the chat room, and hello to Deb. Hello, both of you. It's welcome. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome. Tomorrow, I have a request for you. I'd like you, if you have tarot cards, to bring them to the broadcast. And I would like each person who's willing to pick one card. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But if you have a tarot deck and if you're willing to participate, please bring it tomorrow. And we will be doing a reading on this subject and also focusing on this subject. And we will probably once again talk about the embodying crystal and how to charge it. The Crystal Web, again, is now 35 years old. It's a diverse project of diverse people. And it is, I think, a beautiful world family. And you can use your crystal access point anytime you want to. You don't need any special permission. It's there for you to use, together or in groups. If you have a temple access point, you can use it as a group anytime. That's why you created it. That's what the web is for. It's for people to use. And again, on the 15th, we'll be using it to aid the Fighting for Freedom ritual. And I think this is a very important cause and a very important subject. This will be on the occasion of the new moon. We're building for that new moon ritual. And it will be again on Tuesday, August 15th at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I do hope that you will join us for that. We will certainly be having live coverage, but we'll be building up through the next several days for what we want to do. And we hope that you will join us and help us in this ritual, whether you're at Parliament or wherever you may happen to be. And hello to Kazan in the chat room. One of the beautiful things about magic is you don't have to be in a specific location to do it. One of the beautiful things about the crystal web is you don't have to be in a specific location to do it. It was meant for this kind of long distance, remote astral work. And I am hoping that we will see an evolution of the web at this time. It's constantly evolving. It also evolves on its own, whether we work with it to do so or not. It's a living, growing thing. And there are certain ancestors who are specifically associated with the web. They include the beloved Windy, the beloved Bitterwind, the beloved Katrina, and the beloved Virginia. And Diane says, I'm off work that night, so I will be able to participate. That's wonderful, Diane. I'm glad to know that. You know, I want to take a moment and thank Diane for all of her support over these years. It is very much appreciated. And of course, I thank you all for your support over these years. You know, I love being able to talk to you this way each day. I want to take a moment and talk about something new that we have created. And we have a new teaching system which can be used in a number of circumstances. It's been in development for years and years. We've finally done it. But it's individualized lessons for first degree. And it's perfect to use in a coven or a temple or a study group, or also just for yourself. And it's divided into the lessons in separate booklets that you can use. It includes all the parts. It also will come with a flash drive that will include the video lessons and the audio exercises, which many people find makes it easier for them to work with this material. The audio exercises allow you to pursue the exercises as a guided meditation, which arguably is much easier than trying to remember all the steps. And Aiden says, I'm looking forward to the new moon ritual. Yay. I'm glad. I think it's going to be a wonderful experience. I think the entire Parliament is going to be a wonderful experience. As I say, I am going to have special broadcasts on Saturday and Sunday dealing with the crystal web and this effort. But again, with the with the first degree teaching system, this is something that you can use individually in your group. We have been working on this in stops and starts for 10 years or more. And it allows you to have a simple system that you can use on the ground, for want of a better way to put it. And the booklets are beautiful. They are visually appealing. They have illustrations and charts. And you can find this on CorellianPublishing.com. The full system is $100. And that includes 13 booklets and the video lessons and the audio exercises. So I hope you'll consider, if you have a group or if you have a temple or a study group, that you'll consider possibly looking into that. I'm also offering a special on readings for the next several days, 20% off. If you're interested in having a reading from me, I'm raising a little bit of last-minute money for Parliament. You can buy the reading now and use it any time in the next 12 months. And 20% off means an hour reading would be $80 instead of $100. A half-hour reading would be $50 instead of $60. And I hope some people will consider doing that. As I say, it will be available really until the beginning of Parliament. So if you're interested in that, you can email me at don@aol.com or instant message me at Facebook or contact me on Instagram. And I'm looking forward to reading for many people. And hello to Melody in the chat room. And Melanie is one of our presenters at Parliament, and she has a wonderful workshop. It's all going to be beautiful. Parliament is a transformative experience. It really is unlike anything else. I could compare it to a festival. It has some of that feel, but it's really a very different kind of experience. I could compare it to a convention. And it has some of that feel, but it's a very different kind of experience. I'm not even sure how to explain it. Hello to Natalie in the chat room. But we have had someone at every modern convening of the Parliament, and that someone is Sir Edward Hubbard. He has been at each of the modern convenings of the Parliament starting in '93. I first found out about the Parliament from Sir Ed in 1991 because he was part of the staff in several years before it actually happened. And when that first modern convening of the Parliament happened, I was getting daily reports from him on what was going on. And I would say to you, we also had someone at the very first convening in 1893. I've always understood that the founder of the Corellian tradition, Caroline, was present at the Parliament, not a participant, certainly, but present. And she saved the ticket. And this is it. From 1893. And you can see it's a little the worse for wear, which you might expect from 130 odd years. But yes, I would say to you that she was there in May of 1893. And Parliament is a big deal for us. It's something we care infinitely about, and it's been extremely transformative for our Corellian people. Every time we have gone, those people who have gone have turned around and become far more active, far more empowered than they were before. It really is a transformative, growth-oriented experience. It's a wonderful thing. So if you're coming and you've never been to one before, expect an experience. Some people find it a religious experience that transforms them spiritually. Some people find it an experience that supercharges them for their religion and community. I don't know anybody who leaves unaffected. In '93, it totally transformed the Chicago pagan community. Out of it came the Chicago Pagan Leadership Conference, which brought most of the major leaders together. The Chicago Icean Goddess Conference, which still continues to this day, and several other events as well. The Round Table magazine was born out of the Parliament and its aftermath. It went on for, I want to say, 10 years. Uh, it was a renaissance following the Parliament, and I believe that's happened in every city, to the pagan community in every city that the Parliament has occurred in. And also, I'm sure, to other religious communities as well. Um, for those who are familiar with the idea of I can barely say it with a straight face, tent revivals. I realize this is probably not the most friendly example to use for a pagan audience, but the point of a tent revival was that a supercharging minister would go into a local community in the hope of reviving interest in the local churches there. The Parliament kind of functions that way. It doesn't feel at all like a tent revival. It's a very positive, very beautiful experience, but it does supercharge the local religious community. Now, of course, there are some who don't take part in Parliament. Parliament is for those who want to talk to each other. It's for the interfaith community. And there are some who don't really believe in interfaith. And so those people won't be there, but large numbers of people will, and those people will leave supercharged for the future. And if you're coming, I think you will find that you leave supercharged as well. And you know, there are so many events. There are over 800 different events, I believe, that are scheduled. Even over the course of a week, you can't do them all. It will be impossible to attend everything you want to attend. In some cases, you may be able to see video after. I'm not sure what all they're doing. We will be bringing video of many things, as well as interviews and all sorts of coverage from Parliament. So stay tuned to Pagan World to see and have the vicarious experience of Parliament if you can't come. We'll be bringing you as much as possible. With that, I see that we're coming to the end of our hour. I want to thank you for being here. I want to say again, I love you all. I love spending this time with you. And let us close with our prayer, as we normally do. Divine Mother Goddess, Divine Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you for all that you do in our lives. We ask you to help us with this crystal web ritual and with the new moon ritual fighting for freedom. Help us to open and spread the energy of freedom around the world. Help us to embody it in our own lives. And help us to fight for freedom and human rights everywhere on the earth as we go forward as best we can in our own lives. And beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you with great love and thanks, and knowing you are always with us, but from respect, we thank you for your presence, and may you be blessed now and always. And may you be blessed now and always, and I will see you tomorrow. And until next time, may you bless